Some of Colorado's highest points are likely to get a bit shorter. Next question tonight is about climate change and elevation in Colorado. Larry wanted to know, what could warmer temperatures, melting glaciers, and the rising sea levels mean for Colorado's elevations?
Larry, I love that question. So as we redefine what qualifies as a 14er, they'd have to reprint everything from posters to T-shirts. It's going to put a hole in some people's bucket lists. I mean, think about that. Changing elevations wouldn't just potentially impact the state's 54 14ers. All those towns that list elevation on the sign instead of population. Denver would have to fake its whole mile high thing by measuring up a step or two on the state capitol. You know that's how it's done, right? Mile high in Denver is actually the 15th step up on the west side of the Capitol. Rise in sea levels could mean Colorado's losing 14ers like Huron or Sunshine.
The lowest 14er is Mount Sunshine. You know, have you measured it? Will it still be a 14er? And the short answer is no, we haven't measured it yet. But everything more or less across Colorado, from southeast corner to the northwest corner, everywhere in between, is 2 feet too high right now. So all those signs probably are going to drop by a couple feet.
Uh-oh. Derek Van Westrom works at an observatory in Boulder for the National Geodetic Survey, which I heard of for the first time today. You just heard him say that most of the elevation markers across the state are too high by a couple of feet because of the old way of measuring. His team's been working on how to modernize our sea level measurements. In the olden days, they'd go down to the ocean, they'd put a marker at the mean tide level and measure elevation using rulers and telescopes. Now they have a new height system that measures gravity to determine sea level.
If sea level's gone up, maybe a few millimeters or a centimeter, we're now wrong. So our plan is to keep track of that. If the water's coming up and the mountain doesn't change, the mountain is just getting lower and lower above sea level each year.
So you've got old measurements plus climate change changing the sea level. So perhaps get ready to pick a new step at the state capitol. Might have to repaint that purple stripe on the seats at Coors Field. When will we know? The team planned to release their new elevation numbers this year. Then there was a government shutdown and a pandemic, so that pushed back their timeline a couple of years. They're hoping to finish their work by next year and have it ready to go out by 2025. And again, you're thinking, how much money are we spending to figure out just how high the mountain is? There are very practical reasons for this government project. A lot of your acronym agencies, USGS, FEMA, FAA, Army Corps of Engineers, they rely on that data when it comes to mapping floodplains and infrastructure plans, even flight maps. That was a good question, Larry. I loved where that took us. If you have a question that can take us in a new direction, email next@9news.com.